Hello everyone, this is Epic 3D Builds here, and I'd like to show you my Minecraft mobs that I 3D printed and painted. So here we have the Warden. He was the first Minecraft mob that I've made, and I'm going to describe the process of making it. So right now it's the summer holidays. My parents have been asking me to be productive, so as thought of making these projects, I looked around my house to find inspiration and found this really cool Steve figure. I thought the joints were really interesting, so I decided to recreate that myself. I chose the Warden as my first mob because he is the most recent Minecraft mob released in the Wild update, and I think he just looks really cool, so I wanted to make that myself with this model here. So I got on my 3D software and made this prototype right here. As you can see, this is a Warden head and the body, and I also made this joint. But things didn't really work out. These joints weren't very good and always were snapping, didn't fit in properly. I needed to find a solution, so I kept looking around the house and found these Lego Technic pins. I soon found out that these were perfect for these types of models because these Lego pins and axles are made out of really strong plastic and would definitely not snap. So I made the limbs out of the PLA filament from my 3D printer, and then I would attach them with these pins, as you can see here. And on the other arm, I used the black pins. This works really well because it has very smooth movement and it's good for poses like this. Yes, his arms are a bit heavy. Like this, good for poses like that. For his head, I used the blue pin here. It was a bit longer so I could secure the head in more because it had room right here. And finally for the legs, I used this Technic axle here. As you can see, it can fit right here. I would connect the legs and give them some movement so he can walk. With these figures you can make animations and different like photo shoots with them and things like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed making these guys. I hope you like them too. And I'm gonna show you the 3D model on my 3D software Fusion 360 right now. So here we have the Warden as a 3D model that I've made. Right now I'm just rotating him around to show you guys all of his sides and all the detail that I've put, like his rib cage, his spine at the back there. And his mouth. Just wanted to make it easier for me to paint it later. So now I'm going to show you the history of me making this. So at the beginning I would get a template and just roughly make some shapes in the size of his limbs, as you can see. But then I started to put his little antennae on, and now I'm hollowing out the head and the body so I could fit this 3D printed pin in, which I would later change to a Lego pin. So yeah, I'm just experimenting with this, but it didn't turn out well in the end because the PLA was very small. It had to print a very small pin, so it didn't really work. Here I'm trying to make some type of pin for the arm, like this joint, but that also didn't work. I scrapped that just for normal black pin, as you would see later. Yeah, right now I'm just developing that, as you can see. Yes, I drilled a hole through the arm so then I would be able to attach a pin through it. But yes, as I said before, I scrapped this. So yeah, I actually spent quite a while making this, but it might have worked if I had strong material like ABS plastic. But I just don't use ABS, I use PLA, it's easier to print. So now you can see me working on the legs. I kept the final product quite similar to this prototype in terms of the leg area, because I was originally going to have an axle that goes through the legs, and yeah, it just works out with the Lego axle. So here you can see me doing all the detail, like the rib cage and his mouth. I think I'm just positioning a reference image on the back, trying to see if everything's perfect and in line. Yeah, now I'm focusing on the legs. Right now, I've done some experiments to see the size of the axle, so then I could fit it through the legs. At this point of the build, I've already hollowed out some of the arm, the body and the head, because of I was gonna actually have the old 3D printed pins in there, but instead I changed it to Lego pins, so I had to modify it a bit so it could fit the exact measurements of the Lego pieces. You can also see that I've hollowed out the head, the right arm and the body, because I want to save PLA filament. Okay, yeah, now it's the finished product. As you can see, that spine on the back there. I think it turned out quite well and I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to transition to me looking at the 3D printer right now. So here's my 3D printer at work. As you can see, it's printing the Warden. The density that I'm using for the Warden right now and for all of my other Minecraft models is fine, because it gives it a better finish and hires the density to 50%. Over here you can see my filament. I use golden PLA filament for all of the models. So then after they print, I can paint them with my special pens that I use to make them look like they do in the game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to help support the channel, and it'll also show me that you guys want more of this. See you guys in the next video.